What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. Does bad parenting cause mental issues? So, people talk about how when they were when we were kids coming up, our parents were abusive and bad, and we have issues because of our parents being harsh and our grandparents being harsh and getting whippings and extension cords and race cord tracks and getting cussed out. And I come from a family of alcoholics, so I'm an alcoholic. They gave the babies beer, that type of stuff. And for some odd reason, we were maladjusted to adulthood. But there's some things we got to talk about with that. Since some of us have mental issues because of bad parenting. Well, what about your kids? Because I can tell you emphatically some of the things that were done in the 80s and 90s that were looked down upon, that somehow people nowadays are doing with just no issue right in front of your kids, and you don't think anything's wrong with it. Back in the late 70s, 80s, and 90s, you couldn't do that around people without some type of what happened. So, as you see the thumbnail, you were a bad parent if you got high in front of your kids. We just gonna skip over that. Nobody was saying, "Oh, it's just weird. It's just let's smoke in front of the baby." First and foremost, you were a bad parent for smoking in front of your kids, because I can tell you this, 80s, 90s, this is why a lot of kids had earaches, because they linked it like, oh, the smoking is giving these kids earaches. So what you're going to have to do is stop smoking around your kid. And see, people had an issue, was like, oh, I can do whatever I want. And then they realize I can't do whatever I want with a baby. That's not a good idea. Is that causing mental issues now? Because y'all are just smoking like it's not a big deal. Cigarettes, Black and Mild cigars, cigarillos, blunts, bongs, joints. Y'all just don't care. Y'all really don't care. Does bad parenting, does your bad parenting equal mental issues? Let's take it a little bit further. Guns. See, kids play with toy guns, cap guns, water guns, and you can leave guns in the house, and kids knew not to touch the real guns. Y'all, on the other hand, does that cause mental issues? Does it? You just let these kids just do whatever they want? Now they walking around with real guns and you just don't say nothing? Nothing? Interesting. So let's take it a step further. Does bad parenting cause mental issues? How do y'all let y'all kids have sex in the house when you there? How? See, we didn't have girlfriends that slept over. It was, we knew where we could go to for that, and that was usually somebody's parent who was strung out or a complete idiot. Yeah, they cool with that. But now it's just like, oh, be free. What? And for you parents who have kids that are into the same sex thing, no, you can't do that in my house. If I ain't gonna let you do it with the opposite sex, what makes you think you're gonna do it with the same sex? I'm coming out of the closet. You going in your room and you stay, and they gonna stay wherever they at. I know that. So does that cause mental issues? Because to just let people do whatever they want, however they want, it's not gonna work out well. Not gonna work out well. Now, let's take this another step further. What about, and maybe some of y'all don't know this, so I'm going to preface this, okay? It wasn't cool to keep giving your kids prescriptions because they have issues. It was cool to get to the root of the issue. So y'all putting your kid on, Ritalin, when people was like, this basically speed, it's basically crack, they tried to kind of like, no, but now y'all just, hey, dope this kid up. You were looked at as a bad parent if your kid was constantly doped up, because that meant you weren't actually teaching that child life skills. So is your bad parenting causing mental issues? Because I've seen more and more over the years adults with bad vices basically stemming from having a bunch of unnecessary medications as kids, and now they always need something that's like a downer or something to level them out and to calm them down because they really weren't taught life skills. That's a problem. It's a big, big problem. So does bad parenting cause mental issues? Because a lot of these people, when you hear people talk, and you hear people doing these shows and these panels, you realize you're still a child mentally. Who raised you to let you think it was okay to go out into the world and still think like this without understanding of consequences, repercussions, without a good understanding of responsibility? Because that's bad parenting. But guess what? This is why it seems like the older I've gotten, the more people have been able to move back in with their parents and their family. That was a no-no. You was a complete utter failure if you were still living with your parents as an adult. There were people who were 16, 17, 18, 19 who had an apartment, depending on the type of situations. So now you can't even do that now. So it's just weird. But tell me what you think about it. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.